Hello, I'm Matt Ragsdale.
And I'm Charles Mahood. Welcome to TMN Television on Thursday, December 7th.
It's our last live show for the fall of 2017, so we'll be looking at our favorite pieces from the semester.
We also have a live interview at the end of the show with our graduating seniors.
Wait, that's us.
It sure is, Matt. These stories and more tonight on TMN Television. You don't want to miss this. The search for a Vice President of Student Affairs continues as two candidate finalists came to campus this week for open forums. The Search Advisory Committee has narrowed the candidates to Janice Doskoff and Sarah Swager. The two will meet with several individuals in campus constituencies, as well as hold a campus-wide forum. Doskoff is the Assistant Vice President and Dean of Student Life at North Dakota State University. She appeared at her open forum Monday, December 4th. Swager was most recently Dean of Student Success at Central Washington University. She appeared at her forum today at 2:45 p.m. in the sub-activities room. The finalists will also meet with President Sue Thomas, Provost Janet Gooch, students from various campus organizations, and the Search Advisory Committee. According to the Search Committee's website, applicants should have a doctorate, but a master's degree is acceptable with the right experience. They should have 8 to 10 years of experience working with students and holding leadership roles, must show commitment to diversity and inclusion, and must know how to handle student crises. Current VPSA Lou Ann Gilchrist says most of the job is overseeing out-of-class experiences like student support services, resident halls, the rec center, and the student union building.
Truman State University will implement a new program called JED Campus to promote mental health awareness and enhance mental health services on campus. The program will begin in the spring semester of 2018. JED partners with multiple universities in the United States, including New York University and Brandeis University. Truman has just finished raising the funds from the program, with all of the money coming from the 2017 Homecoming Committee. The JED Campus program is designed to better equip instructors and counselors with the tools to assist students with their mental health needs. University counselor Brenda Higgins says UCS is excited to have this program because the weight of mental health has always been on the shoulders of the UCS. An anonymous survey will be sent out in the following semester to assess the university's mental health needs. The counseling office and JED specialists will look at the information and develop a strategic plan that will be gradually implemented into Truman's mental health approach for the next 4 years.
Truman State University is working to create a biochemistry major for the fall 2018 semester. The possibility of a biochem major has been talked about for decades due to a high demand of students wanting to take it. Without a biochem track, students have had to double major in chemistry and biology, which often takes 5 years to complete. Accommodating for the lack of a biochem major can also be stressful on professors because it is difficult to teach a year's worth of information in one semester. Giving biochemistry its own track would spread out the major's requirements, making it easier to teach. Timothy Walston, interim dean of the School of Science and Mathematics, said the university would like to use exciting resources and no additional funding to create the major.
A former Truman student has remained in the community after his tenure to create comedy shows for himself and others to perform. TMN's Charles Mahood has the story.
For decades, Kirksville restaurant and bar The Golden Spike was a fixture of Kirksville nightlife. It showcased live music, DJs, and teen nights, and served as a regular venue for stand-up comedy. The Golden Spike closed its doors in 2004, and it impeded the local comedy scene in the process. Now, more than a decade after the Golden Spike closed, stand-up comedy in Kirksville is experiencing a bit of a revival, which is due, at least in part, to Kirksville comedian and Truman alumnus Ty Clay.
I'm from a small town. The town I'm from is actually smaller than Kirksville. The town I'm from is so small that there was only one black person in it, and it was me and my sister put together.
Ty Clay began performing stand-up comedy in 2014, in the summer before he began attending Truman. His first performance was at an open mic in Quincy, Illinois, where he was the only comedian in a show of predominantly musicians. Partially because of this disparity, the audience did not respond positively to Ty's set. Ty says this did not discourage him from pursuing comedy, and he saw that night as a challenge.
Didn't go well for me, partially because I wasn't funny and partially because the audience was kind of a bad audience. I left that night. I wasn't like depressed that my first time doing stand-up failed. I was just mad and I wanted to do it again so I could just be funny.
Ty began attending Truman in August 2014, and he immediately joined Truman's stand-up comedy organization, Upchuckles. He chose Truman because it was less expensive than other schools he was looking at, and because they had a comedy organization. Upchuckles advisor Jay Self says that at Truman, stand-up comedy became a way for Ty to express himself.
His personality really came out when he was performing. Otherwise, he was a shy, quiet guy in the back of the room during meetings. So when he was performing, that's where he comes out, and it was fun to watch.
While stand-up comedy was an outlet for Ty, he did not enjoy the same success and freedom of expression in his other Truman experiences. Ty purposefully performed poorly in class because his mother wouldn't let him take a break from college on his own accord. He dropped out of Truman after the fall 2015 semester. Ty says that despite criticism from family and other adults, leaving school was the right decision for him.
Like if I had just went through with college, I would not have found a job in any major that I would have had because I wouldn't want that extra responsibility because I would just want some kind of whatever job so I can just kind of leave that whenever I want and go do stand-up when I feel like it. It's the only thing I can imagine myself wanting to do.
Since leaving Truman, Ty has remained in Kirksville, organizing and hosting comedy shows. He became more proactive setting up his own shows due to the lack of opportunities to perform in Kirksville, with Upchuckles setting up the only other shows in town. Since the beginning of the year, Ty has hosted 6 shows at Geno 70s Club and 1 show at Duke Inn featuring both local and out-of-town comedians. Geno's manager, Robin Seavey, says Geno's does not give Ty any direction or restrictions for his comedy, and that he does an exceptional job organizing his shows and recruiting acts. Despite this, Ty says some of the shows have been low quality, but overall are improving.
I think the quality is definitely improving, and part of the reason why the quality is improving is because I'm trying to get my act together and actually work on planning stuff and trying to be a professional.
Ty plans on having comedy shows in Kirksville as long as he still lives here, but he plans on moving to a larger city in the near future in order to reach a wider audience. For the Truman Media Network, this is Charles Mahood.
Next, stay tuned for a look at the Truman Sports Update.
But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at that forecast.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
The Truman State University track and field team will begin its indoor season this Saturday at the Dutch Holiday Preview in Pele, Iowa. Head coach Tim Schwegler says the athletes have stayed in shape since the 4th of July, working out multiple times per week leading up to now. While indoor meets feature shorter tracks and lack some events, Schwegler says this first meeting will help them get used to competing regularly again, something they are not able to replicate in their workouts. He says the team expects to have strong performances this season in the men's 400-meter and throwing events and the women's jumping and throwing events. Overall, he says the team is balanced on both the men's and women's sides, with a little more strength coming from the field events. However, he expects to have a better idea of where the team is after they begin competition.
And they'll have this meet, get off finals week, and then they'll get some workouts that they do at home. And then they come back after, like 2 days before the regular student body comes back, and then get back into indoor meets again.
The men's basketball team opened its conference schedule Saturday against University of Missouri St. Louis. The Bulldogs were looking to recover from a close loss in their previous game against Lincoln University and end a 4-game losing streak. The Bulldogs led the Tritons by 1 point with under a minute to play, but the Tritons went 6 for 6 from the free throw line to win 88-83. 20 of the Triton points came from the free throw line. In his second game back from injury, redshirt sophomore Broderick Thomas started his first career game scoring 25 points and snagging 8 rebounds and 3 steals. The Bulldogs play at 7:30 tonight at McKendree University. The women's basketball team had their own matchup against the University of Missouri St. Louis Saturday, winning 71-66. This marks the Bulldogs' 5th season in the GLVC in that period. They have faced the Tritons 10 times, winning 4 and losing 6, including 2 games in overtime. Head coach Amy Egan says this rivalry has been defined by the many overtime games they have played, but the Bulldogs were able to avoid it this time thanks to a strong second-half defense. She says senior guards Ashley Hartwig and Remy Davenport were at the center of a 12-point run that helped the team come from behind in the third quarter. Davenport scored 13 of her 16 points in the second half, along with Hartwig, who scored 6. The Bulldogs will play at 5:30 tonight at McKendree University. The swimming team was also in action this past Saturday against Division I opponent Western Illinois University, with the Bulldogs sweeping the Leathernecks. The men won 7 events, taking a 118-103 victory, while the women also won 7 to take a 123-81 victory. Of those 14, the team won 9 freestyle events. Senior Jasmine Rogaire won 2 of the finishing first in the 100-meter and 200-meter freestyles. To prepare for the conference meet in February, the Bulldogs will travel to Florida, where they will train during the week after Christmas. Interim head coach Jared Semex says the team will be asked to swim a lot of hours, but this will show him where everyone is at leading up to the conference meet. The Bulldogs have 3 meets between now and then, starting with the one they host on January 13th against William Jewell College. This has been your Truman Sports Update. Stay tuned after the break for a look at our best pieces of the semester.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
As the semester comes to a close, we want to take a look at some of our favorite pieces from live shows this semester. Our first piece, done by TMN's Bria Parnell, was done on a 5K to help raise awareness for suicide in the community.
Truman students and the citizens of Kirksville gathered on Saturday for a suicide awareness 5K hosted by the Kirksville Hospice. The 5K was created by a bereavement group of parents that had lost loved ones to suicide, as well as university counseling services. The group was started at the Hospice Center and has since been active members of the community as advocates for suicide awareness. Parent and member of the community, Sarah Sweet, says the group has been very supportive since the death of her son this year. Sweet says suicide victims tend to isolate themselves, and being aware of the issue can really show them support.
People that are thinking about suicide, they push you away, and just to keep trying to help them, even though they push you away. I think that's what people kind of want to stay back from them, but they need more help than anybody.
Over 100 participants registered ahead of time for the 5K, and around 50 more showed up to run. All of the proceeds from the run went to the Kirksville Hospice. Director of Hospice for Northeast Missouri, Carla Husted, says the support group wanted to give back to the hospice as well as show support for the community and suicide victims. Husted says suicide is something people don't want to talk about, and simple 5Ks or other events really bring awareness to the situation to let people know where they can get help.
I think it's a hard topic for people to talk about. Sometimes it seems like part of the reason that suicide has grown in the tremendous numbers and ways that it has is because we don't talk about it enough. Grief is uncomfortable, so it's hard to keep reaching out to people once that initial shock of their loss is over. I don't want to say it's taboo, but something along that lines. It's a hard topic.
The 5K was in conjunction with the Be the Light program that strives to bring awareness to mental health issues. Before the 5K, the university held a Question, Persuade, Refer suicide training program. The university continues to help develop an understanding of mental health. For the Truman Media Network, I'm Bria Parnell.
Back on November 2nd, TMN covered a student race panel that was arranged by the Association of Black Collegiates. The panel featured 7 students representing different campus organizations and racial backgrounds. Reporter Jeremy Jacobs spoke with ABC President Raymond Stewart after it happened, and Stewart says he tried to diversify the panel as much as possible so the conversation about race would involve multiple opinions. He says finding this spectrum of opinion was important so the event would start genuine conversation rather than just lecturing the audience.
We really encourage people to do their own research. We can only say so much, but it also comes down to just going out and doing the research for those unanswered questions that you may have after a panel discussion, or after you sit down and talk to somebody in the MAC, or if you sit down and talk to somebody in ABC. Just really doing that work afterwards, that conversation is really what we wanted to stress.
On October 26th, we covered the Women of Truman event held by the Women's Resource Center. The event centered around empowering women by showing art from a variety of female artists around campus and showcasing female authors and performers. It also included performances from a variety of dance and musical groups, including Truman's own female a cappella group, Minor Detail. TMN's Bria Parnell interviewed Arts and Education Chair for the WRC, Allison Rice, to talk about the details of the event. Rice said the event wanted to inform people of the talented women on campus by having this event.
Our main, I guess, message is just like celebrating femininity, just like womanhood, just like all the things that we offer at the center are just like to help push and influence all of Truman's women on campus, but it is also for men to come and like see what women have to showcase.
From this semester is from Questions on the Quad, where we looked at the recent anniversary celebration. First question I have for both of you is, do you know what a sesquicentennial is?
I do not.
I do not either.
Care to take any guesses? There are no wrong answers.
Small?
Actually large. Actually large, yes. Do you know what a sesquicentennial is?
I have no idea about that.
Okay, no, that's okay. That's a good answer.
Tennial. I'm assuming that it refers to some sort of anniversary. Is it the 150th anniversary?
Wow, you worked backward from anniversary and you got the right answer.
I'm assuming it has to do with the amount of years, like a century or something. So.
Yeah. So it's actually a 150-year anniversary, which Truman State is celebrating right now this year.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. I know about that.
You do. You go here.
Yes. It's an amazing place.
Actually, Truman State is experiencing its sesquicentennial right now.
I did know about that. That's kind of why I figured that was the answer.
Okay. Well, now I feel like maybe you're taking advantage of my question here. Kenzie, have you ever lived in Missouri Hall?
I have.
Okay. I don't know if you heard about this, but there are going to be some renovations there.
I did hear.
What do you think they're doing in there?
I know that they're helping out the cafeteria.
That is right. Yeah, they're going to be updating the dining hall. They're going to be making it kind of like the rest of the ones that are on campus. But I don't know if you heard about this, actually. They're going to be also changing all the tables in the dining hall.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they're actually going to be putting iPads in every single table so that people can play Angry Birds whenever they want.
Why?
I think Truman's response would be, why not?
I don't know. Hopefully, like putting in a ball pit, but probably not.
Yeah, actually, it's funny you should say that. They are turning the second floor lounge, actually the 2 North lounge, they're actually going to get rid of all those dorms and turn that into a ball pit. So it's funny that you should mention that. Yeah. But they're also going to renovate the dining hall.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun. I also heard, I don't know if this is true or not, they're actually going to be putting a lot of new pillows in there, but the pillows actually double as a Bluetooth speaker so that you can listen to music while you're sleeping.
Oh.
Yeah, they're going to be the first hall to have that.
Wow.
That could be distracting.
It could be while you're trying to sleep. Yeah, but that's just what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. There is a magazine that is called U.S. World Report, and they have named Truman State University the #1 public university in the Midwest for the 21st year in a row. How does that make you feel?
I think that's pretty cool because I go here and I kind of pick this randomly. So yeah.
It makes me feel pretty smart and pretty awesome actually to get into this school. So yeah.
Nice. Christy?
I feel pretty happy about it. I've been here this is my 4th year, and I feel like
it really deserves it. Like, we have really great professors, we have a really awesome campus, and I don't know, it's just a great place to be. I've enjoyed it.
Makes me feel pretty special to be going to such a notorious school.
Yeah, we beat literally every other school in the Midwest.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, so take that, other universities. Would you say that you have bulldog fever?
Oh yeah, every day.
Can I get a little woof woof? No. Okay. We don't have to do that. A magazine, U.S. World and Report is the name. They have ranked Truman State as the #1 public university in the Midwest for the 21st year in a row. How does that make you feel?
I feel proud of that.
Yeah, you should be. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to speak with me. Is there anything else that you'd like to let the people know?
Have a wonderful day.
That's right. Kenzie, thank you so much. Stay tuned after the break for an interview with our graduating seniors.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good stir. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey Smokey, catch!
Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
At the end of every semester, TMN TV has its graduating seniors come out for a brief talk about their favorite memories. This semester, our graduating seniors are Seth William Wolfmeyer, Charles Brendan Mahood, and myself, Matthew Kenneth Topritzo for Ragsdale. So, Seth, I'm going to start with you. What are some of your favorite memories from your time here at TMN TV?
I'd say my favorite memories really all relate to the chaoticness that is the newsroom and TMN at times. And just like any other newsroom, things happen fast, things don't always make sense, and all plans eventually become worthless. And so it's been a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of rapid fire moments, a lot of making up as you go along, and time after time I'm impressed by everyone's abilities here.
Wow, now that is a memory.
Mm-hmm.
Charles, do you have any favorite memories that you'd like to share from your time here at TMN TV?
It's hard to pick out one in particular. I've spent a lot of time here. I would say a frustrating amount of time editing video.
Indeed.
And I've spent numerous all-nighters here, and the ones that I like in particular are ones where I like buy a pizza late at night and bring over and give half of it to my buddy Seth.
Saved my life.
I wish I could be here for that. Can one of you two ask me the same question?
Hey Matthew.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite moment working at TMN?
I would say my favorite memory working at TMN TV was when I first started here, and our good friend Chad showed me the ropes, showed me how to edit on Avid. It was a pretty fun moment. Him and I shared a lot of experiences. As it turns out, we actually had a lot in common, and him and I became pretty good friends. So that's probably my favorite memory. And then, of course, working here with you guys, just being able to really...
It's truly the friends that make TMN special.
Exactly.
Come here. Come here. Just get in here.
Yeah. That's nice.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. For complete news coverage, be sure to stay tuned to KTRM and pick up a copy of the Index. Check our news content on tmn.truman.edu, and be sure to check out our variety show, Segments.
You can also follow TMN on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for breaking news updates. And if you missed part of our broadcast tonight, check out TMN TV on YouTube.
If you've ever thought about being on TV, be sure to head on over to tmn.truman.edu/apply to fill out an application today. From all of us at TMN, thank you for tuning in, and have a great end of the semester and some happy holidays.